Joining me this morning is Sandy Pulsifer, who is a Safe Community Coordinator, Joe Carroll, who is a retired police officer and also assistant to Sandy, Conneaut Police Officer John Helfer, and of course Matt Crawford. And Sandy, I'm going to turn this over to you. Tell us what you do and what your organization does.
All right, Safe Communities is a grant organization. University Hospitals, Geneva Medical Center is the grant holder. We are in existence to reduce fatal or injury crashes. That's our entire goal. Through education, we work with all the police departments, the State Highway Patrol, Sheriff's Department, on traffic safety education. And coming up, we have our Drive Sober, Get Pulled Over campaign, which is a very large campaign for us. This year we're going to do our kickoff at the Asheville County Fair on August 14th at 11 o'clock at the fairgrounds. During the day we're going to have all sorts of activities dealing with impairment. We will have speaker Terry Royce is going to be there, Tammy Cutliff, who lost her daughter in a crash in Ashtabula. The person that hit her was impaired. We have all of our police departments will be there, the Sheriff's Department. I know Conneaut Police is planning on being there. The whole point of it is to encourage people to designate a driver or stay home and drink. Just don't get in the car and drive.
I never knew that this organization was in existence until Matt mentioned it to me. Fantastic program, which I still see it in the police reports. I get them from John's police department every day, and there still is a lot of idiots out there that still drink and drive, and it's unfortunate. It really is. It is.
Right.
Do you see it a lot, John, out there?
We do, and we do what we can to arrest them and get them off the streets.
You know, in the old days, way back when we were younger, a lot of times an officer would stop you and maybe take you home or get you home. Say, that isn't the case anymore. It's like, bang, you're one and out.
There's just about a zero tolerance for people who don't have the common sense not to drive.
Yeah, and it should be.
And
it should be.
Right.
Yeah. How about you, Joe? As a retired police officer, you probably see a lot of this stuff in the past.
Oh, absolutely, and that's one of the reasons that I like to get involved is, I'd rather educate people to make good choices than rather have to deal with them, that they hurt someone or killed someone.
Sure. Maybe being police officers, maybe you could tell me, like 2 beers, is that going to impair you? 2 beers? I don't know what the ratio is anymore. What it is.
They say an average beer, mixed drink, or a glass of wine is about a 0.02 per one. So when somebody says, I've only had 2 beers and they're highly intoxicated, it's just not true.
Of course, it depends on the size of the individual, doesn't it, fellas?
That plays a part in it. There's a lot of factors that play a part in it. After an hour, you lose a little bit, but a lot of times when you've had that 1, goes on to 2, goes on to 3, and then that's where we see a huge problem.
There are a few factors: tolerance, the size of the person drinking, how fast they consume the drink. If you do 2 beers in 5 minutes and go out and drive, in the next 5 to 10 minutes you're going to be intoxicated. Which, my tolerance or Joe's tolerance might be different from Sandy's, and might be fine and come out at 0.04 per se.
What is the limit?
In Ohio, it's 0.08.
0.08.
Yeah.
You always see, I only had a couple beers. They always say that.
Always say that.
Everyone says that.
Yeah.
That's a common. Yes.
A common answer for it. So, Sandy, is this a full-time job for you?
It's actually part-time.
Is it?
Part-time.
Okay. Do you feel you've helped people out there, or helped the communities?
We believe we are. Our fatal crashes have been down, which, and you hate saying that because then it seems like we always get one, but we're down quite a bit.
Good.
For the past couple of years.
So
in
it's
our
been
fatal
successful.
Crashes. Believe so. We're hoping that that's making a difference.
So basically what you do is you go out and educate people like you're going to do at the fair.
Right.
And-
We also do a teen remedial driving program for kids that have their first driving offense. They are court ordered to come and attend our Drive to Live program. Joe is
Mhm.
1/3 of that program.
Do you, before they get picked up or
Mm-hmm.
before they get out on the road and experiment with drinking or whatever, do you try to train them beforehand?
Yes, we do.
That's
Go
important, I
into-
think.
We go into the schools as often as we can.
Hmm.
We do prom programs at every high
Big.
school
That's a big thing.
in the county, whether it's a speaker program or cinema drive or mock crash,
Right, I went
whatever
to,
the school wants, we're there and we help assist with that.
Do they still do that, Joe? The mock crashes and.
Yes, they do. For 13 and a half years, I was a school resource officer for the Geneva schools, and I
Okay.
would go into the classrooms and talk to the kids about drinking and driving. We have goggles that simulate somebody under the influence.
Mhm.
We would use those. We would use the mock crashes. In fact, September of last year, we did a
Right.
mock crash at the high school where we simulated a
Yeah.
person texting.
I remembered that because I was getting emails on the show saying there's a catastrophe going on at the school and here was
Yes.
The helicopter came in.
Yeah, right.
Right.
John, how about in Conneaut? Do we do the mock thing? We used
do.
to.
Yeah,
We still do.
Do we?
We still at the Conneaut. Yeah, Sandy was here
right.
at the high school, and we had the drama club, I think it was.
Mhm.
They got all dressed up or got bloodied up and went
Mhm.
to crash it. The 2 crash cars, and North Kingsville Towing supplied the cars, and
I remember as a young
patrol came out.
Oh, they did.
Mhm.
Yes.
I remember as a
Water.
young reporter back when I was at News Herald, they used to have them, and they would call us up at the last minute. They would almost like train us to be able to respond to these things, so we knew we couldn't get too close to them and that sort of stuff. And we learned a lot from those things, and that goes back 40 some years. I mean, they were doing that kind of thing for Station 3, our ambulance then, and our police departments and stuff.
I know, I was asked to go videotape one of those mock crashes, and they had the Jaws of Life, the fire department.
Right, we do.
Cut the lid off of the,
Really?
cut the hood off the
Right.
car.
It's realistic.
And actually, oh yeah, they
Yeah.
did. Yeah,
Yeah, we make it as realistic as we can,
yeah, absolutely.
Some kids die,
right?
which
They
you
have to
hate
go
to
through
see,
that.
you know, and the driver sometimes gets arrested.
How do the kids react to that? Do you look at their faces? Are they taking this seriously, or what do you think?
Yeah,
What's
I
their
don't think
reaction?
it's, I mean, we've, the ones that we've done in Geneva, I mean, I've actually taken pictures of the crowd, and most of the kids are really intense on looking and seeing what's going on. And it's good because it gives them an idea of all the different resources that are
Right.
needed to handle a crash.
Mhm.
I believe it's been a positive.
Yeah.
Right.
I know all those years that I worked at the News Herald as a reporter, my duty was I get called out at night. 9 times out of 10, guys, they were drunk related accidents that have to go, and mostly were fatals because they were just out of control, and many of them were more than one person at a time, you know, because they were out partying with somebody, you know. And that's preyed on my mind for years. Even all the years that I've been out of that business, it just still bothers me to this day that people are that stupid. Then I have a niece that was only 3 years old back in the early 80s that a drunk driver drove through their house, and it crippled her because she was a little girl and her bones hadn't grown
Right.
yet because the guy was drunk and high on drugs. And that was the other thing I was going to ask you. What about drugs?
It's becoming a real problem.
Isn't
We're
it
seeing
though?
it more, yes.
Boy, the police reports they get from
Yes.
John's department are terrible, you know, with that going on.
Right,
And one thing, and it's not just the illegal drugs,
right.
it's the prescription.
Really?
You know, if you look
Yeah.
at the prescription bottles, a lot of them will say, don't operate heavy machinery, don't drive. And we have people that are taking those medications and then get behind the wheel. They think, you know, it's okay because it's my medicine, but if it's going to impair you, it will have an impact on how.
Is it their medicine, or are they stealing it from their parents, or getting it from their friends' parents? Where are they getting this medication?
Well, a lot of them are they had absolutely no idea what they had.
No kidding.
In one case, we had a couple of 7th grade girls that brought some pills in from home, and we're going to go to an 8th grade student to basically be their pharmacist and tell them what they had. And it ranged anywhere from antibiotics to stomach medicine to psychotic medicine. I mean, it's, you know, we try to also encourage people that, you know, when you're done with your medication, if you haven't taken it all, they don't want you throwing it down the toilet.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want you throwing it in the garbage because it's getting in the water supply.
Right.
Some police departments, I believe Northwest Ambulance, has actually like an old mailbox where you can drop off your old medicine, and they turn it into, I believe, the DEA, who properly disposes of it.
Right, Connie has that.
We have one
Yes.
where you can bring it in, sure.
Where's that at, John?
Right in dispatch.
Oh,
Off
is
the-
it?
Off the parking lot.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a good idea.
There's no questions asked. You bring in just pills, no syringes or anything like that, but just pills.
Right.
And just drop it in the hopper and walk out.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
That's good to know. I didn't know that.
Doesn't matter what the pill is, we'll take care of it.
Okay. Like in my case, if somebody broke into my house, they're going to get blood pressure pills, which would not do probably anything for them, would it? I don't.
Sure. If it's not taken for that, say they're 12 and don't need it, but they take 5 of them,
Oh,
it's going to be a problem.
Yeah,
I see.
What's the number?
I
How do
see.
you dispose of it? How is it disposed of, these pills? Can you reveal this?
The current way we're going
Like
to
you
do
take
it
it home and sell it? I don't mean that. But seriously, how are they
we're
disposed?
going to put all the pills in a big bucket, add acid, and then add kitty litter afterwards.
Oh,
Really?
okay.
Remediate a meth lab,
No
basically.
kidding.
Oh, okay.
And then turn it into a solid. It's a safe solid, and then it can be properly disposed of.
Ah, okay.
I see. I never knew that.
Interesting.
Learning a lot of stuff here. Sandy, you had a really good idea that you mentioned. I think this would be a good venue to be able to get that word out that you wanted to talk about.
Right, during the fair on August 14th, during our kickoff, I'd like to have a memory wall. If anyone out there has lost a family member in a crash, it doesn't even have to be alcohol, but an alcohol-related crash is what I'm thinking for this day. If you could bring a picture to the fairgrounds on August 14th, and we'll put it on the memory wall. We have a mother that has lost her child that is bringing a picture definitely that day, and I think it'd be a good idea to put a face to an accident.
Mhm.
You
And
know,
to
make this real.
remember
Right.
them.
Right.
I've heard that done at in other situations, and it certainly pays a nice tribute to the one
Right.
that we've lost. So
Exactly. So if you have a picture,
they would
Please.
just bring it to the fair
they
that
could
day.
that day, or they could get in touch with me earlier.
How do they get in touch with you, Sandy?
I can give up my phone number.
Okay.
That'd be about the best way.
What is it?
It's 440-563-3410.
3410.
Yes.
And where are you located at?
Geneva Hospital. I have a home office though, you know, kind of outside of the hospital.
One of our sponsors is UH,
Mm-hmm.
and we've had Geneva doctors and people
Right.
from there on. And so you are based out of that,
Yes.
that particular hospital? Okay.
Yes.
Do you make any appearances here during the year as far as coming in for speeches or education meetings? If you have a
Just at the
chance.
schools. I have not done any
Would
thing
you?
like this before.
Like
I
if a Rotary Club
Absolutely.
wanted to hear you,
Absolutely,
that would
yes.
be good. You know, something like that. You would be
Right.
hitting another audience.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
yeah.
And if it's not me, I can get, you know, possibly Joe or,
Mhm.
you know, one of the police departments, the State Highway Patrol. I work real closely with the State Highway Patrol,
Okay.
you know, Lieutenant Sutton. So anybody that wants, can get at least one of us.
Sure. Sure. Joe, how long were you a police officer?
A little over 25 years.
No kidding. All in Geneva?
That was all in Geneva. I was also an auxiliary in the city of Willowick for 4.5 years.
Really? Really? How long you been retired?
About 2.5 years.
Yeah. How does it feel?
It feels good. I recommend it.
Living the dream, right, Jeff?
I do miss some of it. But,
Yeah.
You know, being a part of Safe Communities at least let me, you know, get involved in some
Sure.
things.
Yeah, keeps your hand in there.
Right.
You know.
And a lot of my time was more geared for prevention than,
Mm-hmm.
you know, anything else.
John, how about you? How long you been here?
Just over 10 years.
10
Here
years?
in Conneaut.
In Conneaut?
Yeah.
No kidding. Yeah. Do you enjoy your work?
Most of the days, like any job, there are days that you love. You have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You meet good people. People appreciate what you do, and then there are times where you have to arrest people, and someone's not going to be happy.
Yeah, I understand.
It's part of the
I
job.
understand. I would imagine, from covering that business for so many years, there's got to be a stress level there, I would think.
There is.
Can you take it home and shut it off?
You do your best.
Yeah.
You do your best. I try not to take my work home, and my family doesn't deserve it, so
Right, right.
I try and leave it at the door.
Good for you. Good for you. Give you both credit for your work here in our community and in Geneva as well. As I mentioned, anybody can call in if you want to talk to Sandy, Joe, or John. You can do that, 593-7181, or Matt. Matt, you always have questions that you like to ask. Anything?
I know Sandy and I were talking before we went on air, and back when we were young, I said it before, I was alcoholic, and it's been 25 years since I've had a drink. But my dad was a cop, and I got stopped 6 times and never paid the price.
They let you go because of your connection?
Because it was who you knew, you know. Nobody wanted to arrest the cop's kid, you know, and all it did was it just kept enabling me, you know, give you that get out of jail free card, and it just kept enabling me to be back out there.
Didn't do you any good then?
Didn't do me any good, no.
So what brought you around?
Lost my marriage and lost my job and lost my home, just lost everything.
Time to straighten up.
Yeah, and it was time to grow up. You know, I was 30 and it was time to grow up.
Well, you hit rock bottom.
Oh yeah.
Which is what
Got sick
usually
and
makes
tired.
the...
Sick and tired. You know,
Wow.
just I lost everything. But that's what it took. I had to hit rock bottom.
Have you ever had a thought about going back to that kind of life?
I had a few times, yeah,
Did you?
yeah, you know, but I remember the pain and it's just not worth it. You know, I worked too hard. I don't want to sound egotistical, but I built up a pretty good reputation right now. You know, and I don't want to ruin that by being the town drunk.
Right,
You
right.
know.
Good for you. Good job.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yes,
Do you have any success stories, Sandy?
Actually, success stories, we don't find out too much of the success
Isn't that
of it.
amazing? That is
We-
probably true.
We believe, you know, with our Drive to Live class and these teens, if we don't see them again, that
You
was
did
a
it.
success.
I see.
Yeah, her
I
success.
did have one girl in one of our last classes that came up to me and she said, "I think you saved my life." I was
Really?
like, "How?" And she said, "There, my dad was drinking and driving, and he told me after watching your program that he's not going to ever do it again."
Good,
And she
great.
says she was in the car with him.
I'll be
So I mean, that I guess you could say maybe is a
That's a
success.
big one. It really is. It
Plus
really
the DUI accident rates are down.
Right.
You know, so that's.
Oh, are they?
I mean, well, yes. I mean, to a point, our rate of crashes are down. We're still having quite a few impaired driving crashes. I think to date there's been 143 serious injury or fatal
In the state.
crash.
In the state.
No, actually in Asheville County,
Just
as far as
Asheville
injury, not fatal.
Okay.
We've only had 6 fatals this year out of 5
This year,
crashes.
Really?
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, we're getting a call. Let's take this real quick. Hi, you're on the air.
I don't think the average person realizes the cost for all of us that this creates. It's property destruction, vandalism,
Right.
child abuse, spouse abuse. It just goes on and on and on. And
You mean
unless it affects a person personally, they don't seem to care.
You mean as far as drinking?
I mean anything, drugs or drinking. You know, for example, all these houses in Conneaut that are in such bad shape, most of that is because of drug use, and the people that have been in there have accumulated trash, actually vandalized the house, so it ends up being torn down. So our taxes are all going up because we have to make the money to run the city. But it affects everybody, every single person in this town. It does.
Eventually it does, yeah.
Yes, it does.
It
Okay.
says It says on National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, it said impaired driving crashes cost the United States $49.8 billion annually.
Billion?
Billion
Oh my
dollars
lord.
annually.
It's phenomenal.
That's amazing.
Yes.
That's phenomenal.
Absolutely.
They figure each fatal crash is like 6 million that it costs through a person's, what would have been a person's lifetime.
Really? Now you say there's only been 6 DUI related accidents?
Actually, there's only 3.
Fatals.
3.
3. Right. 3 have.
That's gotta be way down, I would think.
It is. I don't have last year's statistics with me. I thought I did bring them. But yeah, we're actually way down. We have a ceiling of, want to keep it under 14 for the year. And right now we're at 6 killed. There was 5 fatal accidents. There was a motorcyclist that both riders and
Right, I remember that one.
was
I
killed.
remember that.
I remember that.
You know, one of the things we haven't addressed yet is texting and driving, and even talking on the phone. I think all of us can generally state that we've all seen,
Oh yeah.
and not just young kids. I've seen adults texting and driving, and I would imagine in your line of work, John, that you see that all the time.
We do, and you pull up to a stop sign and you see the person on the phone, and you might not be able to verify or ascertain that they're dialing a number rather than texting, because dialing the number is not illegal, but texting is. And it is a primary offense, so we can pull you over for that and issue a citation for it. But then it runs into other issues where the phone is now evidence, so you have to seize the phone and take it to court if they want to contest the citation.
What about talking on the phone and driving? Is
It's
that-
definitely a distraction.
I hate it. I hate people that do that.
There's many studies out there, I'm sure Sandy and Joe know about, that the stopping distance for somebody who's distracted that way, even talking, we went and had that one in Lakeside
Right.
just recently, where a person was texting and she lost her parents. And it's horrendous. People don't take into consideration the risk that they're putting other people's lives in or their own life.
Now, is it illegal to talk and drive?
No, it's not.
It's not.
But it's
For an
illegal
adult.
to text.
For an
It's
adult.
illegal
For
to
an
text.
adult,
But for a 16-year-old, it would be illegal?
it's illegal.
Really?
Any electronic device.
Right.
Really?
That goes GPS,
Okay.
computers, whatever.
Do you think as a police officer, talking on the phone should be illegal too, along with texting?
It's
You know, going hands.
I know we've all
Going
done
hands
it.
free would definitely be a benefit.
I'm sorry.
Going hands free, where you're not using a hand to hold your phone up to your ear.
Okay.
A lot of cars
The
now come with
speaker.
the Bluetooth or the
Right.
speakers.
But
Go ahead.
I mean, but even then, it's still a distraction
It is.
Right.
because
Mm-hmm.
you know you're not totally thinking about driving that car.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it is a distraction, and I think it's getting just as bad, if not worse, than drinking and driving.
Yeah.
It really
What
is.
about open containers? And I've always wanted to ask an officer this. If you're driving around with an open container and it's not alcoholic, say it's a Pepsi, is that illegal?
No,
It is not.
no.
So it has to be like a can of beer or something.
Not under the open container law.
Okay.
Correct. It has to be alcoholic.
Okay. I always wondered about that. Well, I learned a lot today. You amazing things.
Yeah. Great information.
Sandy, could you give that number again in case somebody wants to book you for
Okay, it's
education?
440-563-3410.
Okay. And are there certain times that you are there, or you're probably all over the place?
I'm all over the place. So,
Okay.
yeah, there's an answering machine, so just leave a message.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I want to thank you and Joe for coming in. You too,
You're
John.
welcome.
Sure.
Very educational.
Yes.
Very
Thanks,
educational,
guys.
and I think you're doing a great job, and I think it's really benefiting our county. I really do.
Thank you.
And thank you, Matt, for introducing us to this.
Lieutenant Sutton and Trooper Thane
If you want to mention our website.
are the ones
Yeah.
who contacted me.
Oh, really?
They contacted Sandra and gave her my contact
Right.
information.
Oh, really?
And Sandra got a hold of me, yeah.
Excellent.
We also have a website.
Okay.
When it,
AshebulaSafeCommunities.com.
That's it? That's easy to remember.
and we're also on Facebook.
Whoop. Oh, you can call back. You can call back. We'll take your call. 593-7181. You are on Facebook?
Yes.
They just write in safe community? And
Asheville Safe Community.
That's-
and it'll pop up. Okay. All right.
Good.
All right. Very good. Very educational. I really enjoyed talking to all three of you. And come back and see us again. Give us more updates on this stuff. I think
Sure.
it's very informative. And
Be great.
I'm sure you got some phone calls. I'm
Absolutely.
sorry I missed that last one. I was talking and not
Okay.
paying attention. But thanks for coming in.
Well, thank you.